From Gingrich360.com by Newt Gingrich, November 6th, 2020. It's time for us to get mad. This is what I came to after spending the last several days puzzling over what we're seeing in the 2020 election. When Callista and I left the White House at 3 a.m. after election night, I was confused by the various things that were going on, and I couldn't quite figure out how to emotionally or intellectually deal with it. After a few days of digesting, it has become clear to me that there has been breathtaking, systemic corruption during this election. It runs through the whole process. You have the Biden family corruption dealing with China, Russia, and Ukraine, which the national media has almost entirely refused even to consider investigating. It goes to the big technology companies who have been censoring people. Rush Limbaugh had 4 out of 6 tweets censored just yesterday. I have been censored. The President of the United States has been censored. Facebook has apparently hired about a half-dozen Chinese algorithms specialists who have been helping the company perfect censorship in the style of the Chinese communist dictatorship. You have the corruption of incredibly rich liberals who spent an amazing amount of money to defeat Republicans. It's one of the few things I really liked about the election. They spent $75 million trying to beat Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and lost. They spent $105 million trying to beat Lindsey Graham and lost. They may have spent $43 million trying to beat Joni Ernst and lost. You go through the corruption of the elite news media, which for 5 years has been waging war on President Donald Trump and did everything it could to convince us there was a giant blue wave coming. Then the wave didn't show up because they'd all been lying to themselves and to us. So that was a framework in which I started looking at all of this. I talked about it on a short podcast episode I released Thursday. Now, we are seeing states which President Trump had been leading suddenly finding tranches of votes for Joe Biden in Democrat-controlled urban centers, which have been just enough to push him into the lead. We've seen it in Atlanta, Savannah, Philadelphia, and elsewhere. At the same time, states which the Trump campaign and most observers expected Trump to win are slow to report figures and keeping quiet. So I believe we're at a key decision point in American history, and make no mistake, this is about America, not the president or any elected leaders. This is about whether or not we as Americans are willing to look the other way while a system of elite left-wing corruption undermines our democracy. In addition to constantly attacking the president, major elements of the political and media establishment have tried to suppress millions of Americans who share the president's core values. Those who salute the flag, stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, believe deeply in America, want jobs and opportunity for all Americans, and want the United States to be concerned first for American interests, have been silenced or canceled for the last 5 years. If we are going to continue to be America, every legal vote must be counted and certified. Illegal votes must be tossed out, and the American people must be allowed to make their choice for the President of the United States.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.